The wand chooses the wizard, Harry.
Same is true with podcasts.
You've never watched a Harry Potter before,
Yes,
have you?
I have. Yes, I have.
It's in the director's cut.
There's Gryffindor, and yes, I have. With the director's cut. I've seen a Quidditch match.
That's true.
See?
That's
How else
true.
would I know that it's called that?
We'll be playing some Quidditch in the park later today if anybody wants to join.
Mm-hmm. And then LARPing after that.
And you've got your new Nimbus 2022.
I do. My e-broom.
Yeah. At Trello, do you have a sweet e-broom like Brett?
Not yet.
No?
Yeah.
220 watt e-broom?
You just got a Nimbus.
I gotta take it in.
Wouldn't an e-broom just be like a Dyson?
What? Isn't that an e-broom?
Would a snitch be like a Roomba?
Yeah.
He's catching the golden Roomba.
The golden Roomba. Pretty easy to catch, though. The game's over usually quickly.
Yeah, they always cut it out. They say it's Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, but they always cut it short. It's Hogwarts School of Witchcraft, Wizardry, and Podcasting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it has the word casting in it, so.
Yeah. You're casting a pod.
Mm-hmm.
Onto you.
Wingardium Podcosta. Where are wizards from?
All around you, dude.
I feel like wizards are only British, though.
That's true.
Did you
That's
see
rude.
an American wizard in Harry Potter? I didn't. Did you?
Like a cowboy wizard.
What up, everybody? Welcome to spell wrangling class.
Welcome to Cattle Wands and
Cattle wands and
Cattle Wands.
cattle wands. It's just cattle wands class.
That's it. Wands and cattle. Can you imagine like a California wizarding school? Hey, what's up? I'm Chad.
Today we're gonna learn how to cast spells on your evil bitch mom.
We're gonna make that bitch like levitate away, bro.
What? I love being a wizard.
It's like so dope just being like magic. This is why only British people are magic. Americans couldn't handle this shit.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
just don't. There's never gonna be a wizard named Chad.
That's true. I feel like British people are not smarter than us, but by nature, with a British accent, they are.
That's
you know?
true. That's true. That's what Louis Theroux had going for him, I think.
That's true. I don't think an American could have done that rap.
Yeah, imagine like my money don't jiggle jiggle, like a Midwestern accent. It's starting to sound creepy.
It
Doesn't
yeah.
work as well.
Ugh, it's not charming
Then they would
anymore.
say, driving in my Fiat, you really have to see it.
It doesn't even rhyme.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It only rhymes in British.
Yeah, and then if it was in America, it'd be like driving in my Chevy, and then the only thing that rhymes with that is to the levee.
Driving in my American-made Ford.
Ford Maverick, Trello,
Oh, it's on pre-order.
Yeah.
real estate rap. Let's go. Do you have it ready yet? He's leaving the recording studio. He's gone. I just think, we haven't prioritized rap enough on this podcast because
Say that again.
I haven't gotten a single message for any raps that people want
You
Brett
haven't?
to say. Have you gotten any
No.
raps?
No.
No one's hitting you up?
No. It's been a rapless week, unfortunately. But I have hopes for next week.
So do I. Just
Same
going to
here.
go ahead and guilt our listeners and Trello. Make that a priority, push some things around,
Mm-hmm.
put some things off. Don't go to that family gathering. You've got stuff to do. You've got to submit a rap to
Yep.
us.
And if you do, there's a possible prize.
Yeah. Yep.
Possible.
For Trello, it's a Ford Maverick. For you, it could be a Snickers.
Could be. Could be. We've already sent a banana
Mm-hmm.
to unlucky listener.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll have to follow up Nick Peterson if you're out there. How's that banana? Did you eat it? Is it
I hope not. I drew on it with a Sharpie, so I hope you did not.
it looked pretty brown. It was pretty speckled.
I paid for the express shipping. Unbelievable.
Yeah, in retrospect, send a banana, probably too time sensitive to be effective.
Yeah, and then if you're paying for overnight, express overnight, it's just not worth it at that point.
That's like that time we tried to send hamsters. That you got to be.
That did not. I thought you could send them easier than you can, but you cannot send
Yeah.
them safely.
There were a lot of hamsters that died during
I
that
know.
giveaway.
We kept trying. That was sad.
Yeah.
I feel a little bad about that sometimes.
Me too, but mostly just because we we went way over budget.
We spent so much on shipping.
Yeah, and pet stores don't have a good dead hamster return policy. I've
None.
found.
Petco does not take them back if they're dead.
They won't.
That's unbelievable. They don't even tell you that when you buy them. Unbelievable.
Well, you're all probably wondering what's today's episode
Speaking of hamsters,
I just quit my job.
hey yo, what?
I just quit my job.
Oh, that's gotta feel good.
Feels so good. But every time you quit a job, you know, we've all had jobs, we've quit jobs. You take some time to reflect. And I thought this podcast episode was a perfect opportunity to get to talk with you two about what are some of the craziest things you've seen while working. What are some of your worst job experiences?
Reflection episode.
What are some of the highlights of your career? What are crazy things to happen to you? Just let's talk about jobs, because I'm sure a lot of people listening to this podcast, you might be on your way to work. Maybe you just got home from work. Maybe you had a tough day. So let's hash it out. Let's do a little job therapy. Let's go.
That's something we all, unfortunately, can relate on.
Mm-hmm.
We've all had jobs. It's just the unnecessary. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's the necessary evil that
Yes.
we just have to go through, right? You gotta earn money to eat.
Gotta grind. Gotta grind.
But man, they've created some fun memories, huh?
They have.
But also some not fun memories.
There's been some bumps in the road, you know,
Mhm.
but there's also been a lot of highlights.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because, 2019, 2020, even 2021, there's been this thing called the Great Resignation, where a lot of people have changed jobs. I know between the start of COVID and now, I've changed jobs. You've changed jobs.
I have.
A lot of
Couple
people
times.
switched up what they're doing. They had enough. They wanted to try something different out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of interesting. So I was thinking I wanted to start with crazy job memories. Could be from your current job, could be from a past one. I'm going to go way back in time.
Way back.
The year is 2012, 10
Oh, that
years
is way back.
ago. I worked for a company called Desert Star.
Tell the people about what is Desert Star, James, because only locals will get it.
It's funny because you two instantly, your eyes changed, your faces changed. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, I saw a play or two there. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Desert Star is this community theater that their whole MO is they take like a popular movie or a popular, I don't know, just piece of pop culture, and then they make kind of like a silly musical around it.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole idea is dinner and a show. So they have they don't serve alcohol, so all the servers are usually like between the ages of like 16 and 20. It's the only way you can get a serving
It's
job.
a child-ran organization.
Yeah. And they pay that way. Let me tell you, $2.15 an hour plus tips. Great. Yeah, there's
You made more at Desert Star than I made at Olive Garden.
oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Yeah, in Utah, you don't have to be paid minimum wage if your tips would get you to minimum wage. So
Horrendous.
what they do is they hope your tips get you to $7.25, and if they don't, they'll just put a little extra in your check so you make exactly $7.25 an hour. But my hourly rate was $2.15.
How long did you work there for?
Oh man, that was like pouring gasoline on a fire. I worked there for like 4 months,
Is
one
that all?
semester. Oh yeah, and I quit so fast. They're making like these seniors in high school work like 12-hour shifts. Like it was crazy, dude.
I can't do that as an old man now.
But one of my favorite memories, I shouldn't say favorite, it was terrifying at the time. This dude came in to Desert Star on a Saturday morning, and
Weird.
we found out after the fact that this guy was high on PCP.
Great start to a Saturday.
And he came in just clenching his jaw, crazy aggressive, and he had taken all his clothes off, and he was screaming at people. Screaming.
Desert Star's not even open Saturday mornings, are they?
Yeah, we have an 11 a.m. matinee.
Oh,
Oh, and everybody had to work for the matinee.
bizarre, but okay.
So we'd have to get there like 9 to prepare. And we'd keep doing shows all the way up through Saturday night. So you'd usually work a 12-hour.
So was this guy coming to see a show, or?
I don't know, just some crazy guy, high out of his mind, tore his clothes off, started grabbing people, pulling them towards him, and the cops showed up.
Goodness.
And the cops came in, and they tased this dude. And
Yes.
I kid you not, he was so high on PCP that he looked down at the taser in his chest, looked at the cop, and then just ripped it out. And then stormed straight towards the police.
What?
He was so high he didn't feel the taser.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
you
I guess
saw all this at like in 12th grade? You were a
Yeah.
little boy.
I was terrified. He was
That's
so
traumatizing.
angry and so out of his mind. And yeah, it came to find out after the fact that like PCP is this crazy disassociative, which means that like people don't feel pain, or like you
Bonkers.
can get tased and not feel it.
Huh.
And he was just out of there. It was crazy. That was one of the most terrifying moments I can think of
Yeah.
during my employment history.
Especially because we lived in such a little sheltered bubble. We don't see stuff like that very often.
Right. My gut reaction was, "Sir, can I get you a Diet Coke? How can..."
You seem a little agitated. Can I be of assistance, sir?
Can I get you an extra serving of chicken tendies? What's gonna... He seems really upset. I hope he doesn't leave a bad review.
A bad review. Don't tell my manager, please.
Sorry,
Wow.
PCP guy. Obviously, the show was not to your liking. And reach out to me. We always want to improve. We're looking for feedback. You know, obviously you had a bad time. We want you to have a good time here at the Desert Star. Always looking to improve again.
Wow, you are good. Geesh, what were you what were you? What was your position there? Server?
Yeah, assistant to the regional server.
I wasn't actually allowed to serve the food my own self, but I watched him do it.
Yeah. Yeah. They said they didn't want me technically being anywhere near the food. But I, helped where I could.
Did you have to have a food handler's permit for that
Oh yeah.
job? You did?
Oh yeah. I got my meat handler's permit. Yeah. I'm sorry, food handler's permit.
Get out of here. Desert Star Playhouse. It's the weirdest little pocket of Utah culture. They'll take they'll do like My Big Fat Mormon Wedding. That's so funny. It sounds like a horrible, horrible job
Worst job I ever worked.
and terrible pay.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. I actually quit not long after the PCP guy thing.
Well,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Shortly after that, they're like, "We need you to work Christmas Eve." And I'm like, "I'm 18 years old. I'm not like, I'm not desperate. I like live at home. I don't have rent to pay. I'm like, I'm not coming in Christmas Eve. Like, see ya. I quit." Like,
Yeah. No sweat off your back.
right. It's really
Wow.
interesting.
Desert Star. Are they still a thing?
I think so. Yeah.
They are?
I just went like 2 months ago.
You
actually,
did?
for the
Really?
first time.
What'd you
I've
see
never been
there?
before. I don't remember. It was some. Actually, it might have been a bit
that
ago. 'cause
impactful,
it was-
huh?
Yeah. I wanted to get out of there.
Was it
Yeah.
at least entertaining at all?
It had some funny bits, like a little clever, but it's just, it's cringy a little.
It's no Broadway
No.
performance.
I mean, I could barely handle Broadway. And this is just
that's
like,
fair.
Did they still hire like exclusively high school kids, like little high school kids running around all over the place?
servers? Oh, yeah. They look like they were 14.
Yeah.
Eef, that makes me feel weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, it was so crowded, too. Like,
Yeah,
there's barely any space for anyone,
It's
even
small.
sitting.
Small theaters.
But they did a good job. It was fun. I don't know if I'd go back.
Yeah.
I want to hear from both of you. What are like, you think about your career, maybe crappy jobs you had in college or high school or whatever, or maybe it's even like your adult career. What are some crazy career stories you have? Crazy job experiences?
Well, I know, Trello, you've had some just horrendous experiences with coleslaw.
Yes. Yes, I have. It's, okay, so I used to do power washing. I don't know if I've told you this, James.
Like power washing the sides of houses, like
Diesel
driveways. Whoa.
Yeah, so this was my
Diesel.
brother-in-law. We'd go out
Diesel.
at like 5 a.m. All year
when
round.
the diesels are awake.
Yep.
You got to get them right when the diesels wake up. You know, they're so docile in the mornings.
Got to power wash that undercarriage.
That sentence shouldn't be funny, but it is.
So we'd get there and we'd wash these 13 diesel trucks and scrub them down and all that stuff.
How old
Rain
were
or
you?
shine. I was probably 16.
Would you take your shirt off when you would do that?
You wouldn't want to.
You wear like some jean shorts, take your shirt off,
'Cause
get
get
some
this.
sponges.
Oh, I see where you're going. I mean, there was no one there besides my brother-in-law, so.
I just want to paint. I want to like paint like a mental picture. You know,
American Trello.
you got like 80s hair metals playing on a boombox.
got a little bit of a beer gut at 16,
Uh-huh.
so like, skinny,
Yeah.
like kind of chunky. overweight
Ooh.
child.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. All right.
Little low hanging shorts.
Yeah.
Power wash
Yeah.
my undercarriage. Go on.
Ooh. Continue. Okay, I want to hear
Bend
more.
over and scrub the wheels.
Rev my diesel.
Bloody hell. After we finished with these 13 trucks, it always just sat in the distance, just mocking us. There's this nasty garbage truck with this arm coming out from the building, just dumping coleslaw.
The
whole time.
truck.
You just hear, and it's like, oh my gosh. And that's the last thing that you wash is that. So it's like the treat at the end, the cherry on the top.
Oh.
And you get there, and I'd say it's worse in the summer
Oh,
because
no.
it's boiling hot.
Nothing like some hot coleslaw.
And it's like oozing out the back. And so when you power wash, you see chunks of coleslaw flying everywhere, and it like lands on your hair. The worst is like when you get the water or a chunk of it on your lip, and it's salty and it tastes like coleslaw. Yeah, it is so gross.
Oh, that was a real gag. I'm so sorry. That almost made me throw up.
Would you love coleslaw?
Oh, imagine
Go
like
get some KFC now.
oh,
But let's leave it out in the sun for a while.
oh. I was just imagining one day they're like, we've got this special batch of Chipotle coleslaw, extra spicy. It's just
Ew.
dripping onto the concrete. Oh, it's starting to go bad. It's like, oh, can you even eat coleslaw today?
Yeah. Do you like coleslaw?
I mean, I'm indifferent.
Why is coleslaw in a big diesel truck?
Oh no.
Yeah.
There
There's
coleslaw
a lot of
delivery?
questions about this. This is not adding up.
It's really weird.
Why were you? Why was it? Yeah. I guess, but I never have considered how else would you transport coleslaw. You know.
Well, here are the unanswered questions. Why is there a diesel truck filled with coleslaw that's carrying so much coleslaw that once a week it needs to be cleaned?
That's a lot of coleslaw.
That's a ton of slaw. Think of how much cabbage has been wasted.
Right.
2,
Question number 2.
a leaky coleslaw truck. So I don't know, when it's driving down the street, is coleslaw just flapping in the wind?
I bet. Well, think garbage truck. So this wasn't like your typical diesel carrying food and stuff.
The coleslaw.
I don't just transport a big thing of coleslaw.
Open the doors. Yeah, it's literally a giant dump truck, just metal and nasty. And
KFC
open on
is
the
like,
top.
So was
the
it
coleslaw
filled with
truck's here.
other things other than coleslaw, or was it a coleslaw dump
Right.
truck?
Coleslaw.
There's no other. There's room for nothing else.
No.
You know, how society functions is a kind of a mystery to me. There are coleslaw dump trucks wandering the streets right now,
Yeah.
and I'm
Wow.
blissfully unaware of our coleslaw
You
removal
probably
process.
get passed by a coleslaw truck once a day. You don't even realize you're in the midst of a coleslaw supply chain.
Right, right. There, and this could lead to, you know, in these crazy times, what if there was a coleslaw supply chain issue?
Right. We're a coleslaw country. So if that comes to a halt,
What do we do?
what do we do?
Can you imagine the governor getting on the news and saying, sorry, but we have huge amounts of coleslaw waste all around the nation. We don't know how to get rid of it. We're going to have to start dumping hot slaw in your
A
gardens.
coleslaw mandate.
The slaw mandate of
Oh, man.
2022.
Do you remember the coleslaw mandate of 22?
That was rough.
Rough year.
Yeah, my garden smelled like slaw for
Yeah,
3
everyone
months.
stocked up on coleslaw for
Yeah.
years.
Wild cabbage just started growing in the streets.
Mm-hmm. Coleslaw epidemic.
Coleslaw-demic. Slademic.
Slademic.
Slodemic.
Did you ever get answers to these questions, or did you just, you know, plug your nose and just clean some slaw?
Yep. Just cleaned it. Chunks
Oh.
flying. Yeah.
Would you find coleslaw like in your car afterwards?
There's chunks all over you. Yep.
Oh, so
And your hair's the worst. Yeah. You look in the mirror like, oh.
Oh, that's
Hi.
appalling.
Yeah.
Ew.
let's let this set in even more. What are the main ingredients of coleslaw? Cabbage, lettuce, and mayonnaise.
Ew.
Mayonnaise.
You even use lettuce? Yeah.
Maybe just cabbage and
just
mayonnaise.
I think it's just cabbage.
Yeah.
Maybe carrots.
Yeah, maybe some carrots. Yeah, some thinly
And then,
sliced
like
veggies.
salt. That's it.
But the ingredient that I'm getting hung up on is hot mayonnaise being beaten on by the sun.
Just mayonnaise in general creeps me out. So make it hot and in a dump truck.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's a recipe for a bad day.
Well, also think this. The water you're using is high pressure and it's heated.
Oh.
And so it's warm watery
Heating up the hot coleslaw.
coleslaw. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get it on you, and it's like it drips warm. Yeah.
So you're covered in hot mayonnaise in your hair, on your arms.
It's kind of like a coleslaw hot tub, coleslaw sauna,
Yeah.
which
Slana.
sounds appealing in a different kind of way, but that's gross.
Yeah.
If
How
you
long-
don't want it, if you don't, yeah.
How
If you're in your
long
clothes.
did you do this job for? How long did you last?
Couple years.
Couple years?
Uh-huh. We did.
Wow.
It was about every other week, every like 2 weeks.
That's a motivational story right there about
Wow.
perseverance.
That is
Persistence.
perseverance. Look at how far you've come.
Mad respect. You sprayed coleslaw for 2 years. Mad respect.
I have to know, like, did you get paid
Discipline.
every Saturday in like cash for it? Was this kind of like
In slaw.
and you were high school age, you said, or junior high school age?
Yeah.
So I have to know, how much were you making a week to deal with the slaw problem?
I think I made $100, and it took us probably
Total?
2-3 hours to spray all 13 in the coleslaw truck.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you come across this job? Spraying
Brother-in-law.
coleslaw.
Yeah, I think he started it with his brother, and they would just hire out and go clean all these diesel trucks because, like, who else is doing that? You know, you get a
Right.
pressure washer, you
I've-
can make bank.
I've never met someone who sprays coleslaw for a living. So the market's there.
It's a
Open.
niche market, but not filled.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Ew.
Wow. Trello, I never knew this about you.
I didn't know you were a slaw
I
boy.
created my character,
Wow.
paved my path for the rest of the way.
So it wasn't all bad.
Yeah, you just have a little bit of a cabbage aversion now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never
You-
see coleslaw again.
Yeah. I like coleslaw personally, but now I don't know.
Yeah.
Just not warm.
No, never warm. Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are a coleslaw person. I used to always give you so much shit because like sometimes you would show up to like a get together with like a half a head of cabbage, and I would make fun of Brett so bad for showing up to my house with like cabbage for a party for a get together.
Snack. Yeah.
But then the funny thing is that it's all fun and games to make fun of you for it, but all the rest of the snacks would get left alone, and people just munch on cabbage, and it would always be gone every time.
Huh. Yeah, I know. I would get mad shit for that. Because, okay, in your defense, it does look weird showing up to a party and my snack to bring is cabbage. It looks weird. I get it.
But it's genius.
Just munching on some red cabbage? Ooh, that's
There's nothing better.
a tasty, crunchy little treat.
I look forward to it.
Yeah,
I look
it's
forward
nice,
to it.
right?
I gave you. Here's the thing you have to know about me. I'll start off by giving somebody so much shit about something that they'll be like nearly devastated by my level of teasing.
Yes.
And then it'll become my favorite thing
Yes.
after I'm done with that.
Yes. So it's created this weird confusion in my head where I feel like loved but also hated, but also
And the other thing I think fondly of you for, Brett, is not just the cabbage story, but you're kind of like the king of really tasty, healthy snacks.
what used to be, yeah.
Where like there was one time I hadn't run into you for like 6 months, and I saw you, and you like looked both ways, like looked left, looked right,
Yeah.
and then said, "Do you want an almond?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then you just like reached into your pocket and you pulled out like a bunch of salted almonds and handed
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Not
Not
handful?
salted. They're always raw.
Oh, I guess they weren't
Almonds, yeah.
salted. Yeah,
And then I get salt oil in my pocket. Not about that.
not
I like
about
the
that.
raw almonds.
And I was like, that was super weird, but also at the same time, if I had a friend permanently with me, always able to offer me almonds,
It's nice, right?
it's nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah, you snack well, dude.
Well, I don't know if I'd say that, but always got almonds in my pocket.
So the reason why I say this is coleslaw is probably out of the running for you, Trello, but maybe we could like talk you into some of Brett's cabbage chips.
Yeah, bring him next podcast.
No mayonnaise, served
Raw.
room temperature, raw, not hot.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to pressure wash it.
Okay. Yep, count me in. I'm down.
Great.
Okay, Brett, a crazy career story from you.
Crazy career story? Well, you and I used to have a really interesting job. I realize now, as an older person, why people made fun of me while I was in this job. I get it now. But at the time, I felt cool, right? We were police cadets. So ages, we were in 10th, 11th grade, right? Is
Yeah.
when we were police cadets. It was this job with the police department that they gave to high school students. And 99% of our job was just like data entry, random jobs around City Hall that the police officers didn't really want to do themselves, but they're like, might as well spend taxpayers' money to pay these little children to do it for $8 an hour. And that's what we did. We walked around City Hall and like collected people's recycling in all the different offices, really, really making the city of Murray a safer place. But
We lived up to the badge.
yeah,
We lived up to the badge.
we did some cool things with that job. For one, we got on Radio from Hell, the radio show. They
Yeah.
had this segment for weird jobs, and James is like, "We're police cadets." He called in, and I think they were desperate for
I
people.
think they heard police cadets and they thought they're at the police academy.
Right. They're like, "Oh, cool."
Like I willfully omitted the fact that we were high schoolers and that police cadet and Murray
Hired,
meant
paid,
basically city intern.
Yeah.
We weren't shooting people.
No,
We
none of us wanted to be cops.
yeah.
Had no interest in that. It was honestly just a job.
Uh-huh.
But we got on that radio show and they interviewed us. That was cool. Right?
Yeah.
Got to meet Carrie, Bill, and Gina on Radio from Hell.
And then they asked these 17-year-old kids like hard-hitting questions like where do you stand on the legalization of marijuana? States' rights? I don't
know. Sometimes we go property checks around the city.
I just mostly make sure the ticket gets put in for 5 to 10 miles over. Usually the cop will say like they were actually going 25, but he decided to work out a deal with them.
And I realize now why people made fun of us for that job is because, in essence, we were narcs. A cop would take us to do alcohol and tobacco buys. So we would just hop in the back of a cop car, which was cool. I thought that was fun. They would run all the red lights over to like a 7-Eleven, and they would just sit in their car while we would go in normal street clothes and like try and buy alcohol or tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
And if they sold it to us, we would go out to the cop car. The cop would go right in and give them a ticket. And I thought it was cool at the time. Now I realize that's not cool.
Yeah, yeah. And I've realized how uncool it was in retrospect, too, when I realized that a lot of the gas stations we targeted were for people who didn't speak fluent English.
Yeah.
So they really didn't understand, like, fully.
No.
Like, there was such a communication barrier that it was almost like an honest mistake.
It is.
But at the
They didn't
time,
check our ID.
like you, I thought it was really cool. Like, it was exciting. It was exhilarating. I would always get so mad at you, though, because you would walk in and you knew that you wanted like a pack of Camel somethings or Marlboro Reds.
Marlboro Reds.
And you knew the exact drink you wanted. And you would go in and like you would get it done. Like you'd come out with a pack.
Yeah, I bought it like several different times.
And I would go in and I'd be like, all right, James. Slap my face like game
Can I have
face.
cigarettes, please?
I'd go in and I'd be like, 1 alcohol, please. A beer. And they'd be like,
And
what?
I am old enough.
Like, you know, you can just help yourself to the beer at the back. Right. Yeah.
I knew
I'll be
that.
back. Six pack.
Which one has alcohol in it? Can you show me?
Like, that's a Slurpee. I'm like, oh.
But so I can buy this without an ID? Oh,
Do you want to look at my ID anyways? No?
actually, don't look at it. Yeah, I'm old enough. Just trust me. Yeah, I bought cigarettes several times, and now I feel really bad because they just walk right in, give them a ticket, and that usually results in like them losing their job. Not always, but usually they just have to pay like a fine.
Yeah.
But still, I feel really bad for that. It's like tricking people, you know?
Yeah.
The cops would always say we're checking for compliance.
But the goal was to be
It's
deceptive.
tricking. Yeah.
Yeah. They only let, I think, the seniors do it.
Yeah.
So you had to be close to the age of 18
Yeah.
because they knew that you're starting to have facial
could've
hair.
Probably passed for 21 at that age. I
Yeah.
carried myself pretty well. You did too.
Yeah. Yeah. And they specifically, like, they wouldn't pick... They wouldn't pick people for those types of buys that didn't look old. So, like...
That's true.
If you were a senior in high school, but maybe you were...
A little girl. There were some small girls in our...
Sure. They would never get picked.
No.
They would never get picked. And that, to me, shows that they weren't just picking people at random.
Not for compliance, yeah.
They wanted to pick the people that would most likely pass to try and trick you into, you know,
Exactly.
the sting.
It's a sting. But we wore these goofy-ass blue uniforms that we'd have to change into before shift every time. We would only work like 1 or 2 hour shifts, too. Unbelievable. Weird job. Weird job.
Weird job. Do you remember working at the Humane Society during that job?
Oh, you mean hosing shit? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we had different tasks as police cadets. Like one day you'd be assigned to ticket entry in the data system, or one day you'd be assigned to go to the Humane Society and clean up. You literally cleaned up the kennels.
Yeah.
That was our job.
Change the litter box, hose down the shit. Yeah.
I forgot about that. I suppressed it.
Uh-huh. I remember that distinctly because I saw a dog. I watched a dog give birth to a litter of puppies, and I saw a cat give birth to a litter of kittens. And what was shocking to me, this is how removed I was from like animals in general, is that I didn't realize that in the animal kingdom, one of the most normal things that animals do is the second they are done, they've pushed out the last baby in the litter, they just munch on the afterbirth. They just find that placenta and go. So I'm watching this mama cat go to town on her placenta. Her whole face is covered in blood, and it's like crazy. And then like the volunteer at the Humane Society just very nonchalantly is like, oh yeah, the afterbirth is really nutritious and rich in everything that a mom needs after they're done with pregnancy, and this is what animals do, and it's really healthy for them. It's nutritious.
Just munch on that.
Yeah, it's dark meat, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like having a chicken wing.
free steak.
Just air fry it.
Ooh, air fried placenta.
A little olive oil, a little salt,
Ooh, hello.
some caramelized
Get a
onions.
nice sear on the outside, medium rare.
My sister, actually,
Speaking of placenta steaks,
I don't know if she'd want me to say this or not. She probably wouldn't mind. She had her placenta freeze-dried and put into pills.
yeah, that's cool.
And then she took it like a prescription for like 2 or 3 weeks after her birth.
I'd do that.
And she said she felt like Superwoman. She's like, it made me feel so energized.
Cool.
Yeah.
If I made a placenta, I'd eat it.
You would?
Yeah, I would. Why
I'd
not?
try it.
What can it hurt, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I watched a cat do
It's
it.
your own.
I might as well try it too.
You made it. You know? Well, just because you made it doesn't mean you should eat it, but...
Learned that one the hard way.
Cha! Gross.
Do you remember? Okay, let's hang on to cadets one more time. Do you remember the SWAT drills we would do?
Oh, I forgot about that. That was the coolest part of what we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we one Saturday, we went to the high school and we did this hostage situation for a training program for the SWAT team.
Yeah.
Very cool. So we all got in like a room and pretended we were all hostages.
I got to be the kidnapper.
Yeah, yeah. And then they the SWAT team like kind of surrounds the room. We were in like the main office of the high school and they surrounded. It was kind of scary actually. They had like snipers, mock snipers.
That's dope.
All around. And then they busted the door and they threw in this box. And we're like, holy shit, it's a bomb. But then it starts ringing and it's a phone.
To negotiate.
It's a telephone. And so James opens the box and it's a phone, picks up, and he's like, hello. The guy's like, hi, I'm some non-threatening name. With the SWAT team or something.
Yeah.
I'm just here to talk.
What can we do? Can we work out some type of deal?
We talked with this guy for hours.
Now here's the thing. I got so into this phone conversation, and I was the kidnapper, that I moved to a windowed area of it was an open area of the room I was in. And a sniper from up on the second level of the school just got me straight with a rubber bullet, right in the chest.
I don't remember that, really.
Yeah, and it hurt so bad. I had a big, huge welt on my chest for like 3 weeks. And I remember feeling like I was so cool. I went home that day and my mom was like, how was work? And I was like, I got shot by a sniper today. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I like pull my shirt up. And I'm like, look at this. I was like so pumped on it. But I have to tell you, like getting shot by a rubber bullet is no joke because it's essentially a real bullet. It's in the same
penetrate your skin.
Yeah, it's the same cartridge. It's loaded into a real gun and it's coming at you at the same speed. And like it hurts. Like that, like it knocked me down. Like it won't take you out or hospitalize you, but it hurts, dude.
We could not trick the SWAT team.
Like if they would have got me in the throat.
Ooh, yeah, that would suck. But I guess they're good at what they do, huh?
That was one of my favorite days of a job ever in my life.
Mine too. I felt really cool, but it's pretty amazing. The SWAT team, they're really good at what they do. Like the negotiator, he's really good at talking.
Yeah, he was kind. He honestly was.
They just chat.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of get personal and really talk to the. What is the guy who is running the hostage situation?
I don't know what you would.
The host of the
host
of the hostage situation.
Good evening. I'll be the host of tonight's kidnapping. My name is James Walsh.
They just talk to him like a person.
Yeah.
And then try and convince him to let people go like one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really cool how we got to see inside.
And watching them drop down from the ceiling.
Very
down
cool.
those ropes. And they're so quiet and just so calculated.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
So that was just one thing that we got to do for cadets that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Yeah. It was an even blend of paperwork and monotonous bureaucracy, and then like a handful of really cool, exciting experiences that in retrospect were like, oh, okay. All right, then.
Yeah. But when we were on that Radio from Hell show, we had callers call in and like make fun of us, call us narcs. And the host of the show had to be like, they're just kids. They don't do that. They don't know.
Their brains aren't even fully developed yet. Yeah. It's funny.
We were narcs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you guys all remember what your first job was? Your very first job? I remember mine.
What was yours?
My first job was mowing lawns.
Oh, that was mine too.
Mm-hmm.
I mowed lawns. And I actually like mowing lawns.
I did too.
Was that your first job too, Trello? Mowing lawns?
Mine was a newspaper route.
Oh, newspaper.
Trello, the
One of those
newspaper
boys.
boy.
Just on your bicycle?
Yep.
How
Had
old?
those bags that go over your shoulders. You just stack up.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever just
little post boy?
hit someone in the face with a newspaper on accident?
I wish.
Like in the
Old
Brady
guy.
Bunch movie?
Old guy Keith.
Did you do it on your bike?
Uh-huh.
Cute.
It was fun.
I heard
memorize
that
all the houses and
newspaper routes where we grew up got really competitive. Like I remember that you ran a route, Levi ran a route,
oh yeah.
Kevin ran a route,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure you guys all competed over territory.
War of the Newsboys.
I imagine you all had to like meet in the streets on your bike and be like, I distribute in this neighborhood. Like, no, the McMillans now belong to me.
It's like a drug war. Like you have your territories and stuff.
Did it ever get political, or did you just know your route and you just did it?
Pretty much just knew my route. and did
Oh,
it,
so
yeah.
disappointing. I
But,
wanted
I
there
mean,
to be drama.
My brothers were like I was just the little like grunt. Hey, go run this route. So they probably could have dealt with that.
Your brothers were the news lords.
Yeah.
You were the news henchman,
Uh-huh.
Trello Prince,
Just a little
henchman of the
8-year-old.
news. Oh, you were 8.
I was something young.
That's
yeah.
little.
Uh-huh. Probably 7 or 8, yeah.
Did you get, like how much does a newspaper boy get paid for a route?
Back then,
Yeah, back then.
dude, I have no clue. Couldn't remember. I don't even know if I even got paid.
Money's not
It was
really
like,
a thing at that
well,
age.
you're our little brother, so you're just going to do this anyways.
Yeah.
So,
You do this, I'll let you play Xbox for 3 hours tonight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You get full access to Call of Duty, without me interrupting you.
It would be Nintendo 64 at that age, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Maybe
we
some
had a
PS2.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a PS2 at age
Uh-huh.
8?
Played Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
Loved that game.
classic.
Yeah.
Little newsboy Trello.
All right.
Wow. Old man you are.
Right.
Back in my day, we used to deliver the paper to houses. We would drop them off one by one. But my older brothers got all of the pay.
Can you imagine, Trello, you're being like 80 years old and trying to explain what a newspaper even is? Back then, we had to deliver the news on pieces of paper. You'd wait on your porch and they'd throw it at you.
Do you remember when we had to read the news?
And your great-grandkid's like, whatever, Grandpa Trello. I just get my news straight from my Neuralink. I already know everything.
What's paper?
We don't even know how to read, Grandpa.
You guys cut trees down?
It's so lame.
You guys were so ignorant. Cutting trees down? Stupid. Don't you know we talk to trees now?
My best friend's a tree.
You're not even pro-tree, Grandpa. Get out of here.
You murdered his lineage.
I can't believe our grandpa's an anti-treer. Can you believe that? So embarrassing.
Speaking of anti-treers, I learned something speaking of jobs, too. This ties into the theme. You guys all know the story of Johnny Appleseed, right? The like American myth about Johnny Appleseed. Does that sound familiar?
It sounds familiar.
Okay.
I don't know it.
I mean, little boy Johnny, sure.
Yeah.
What have you heard about Johnny Appleseed if you had to sum it up? I'm just curious.
There was this guy one time who fell across some apple seeds, and he thought, what better way to do with these than to plant them into the ground? And so he went on and he put the apple seeds into the ground. And what else do the seeds do other than to grow? And so they grew into what's known today as an apple tree. And then he said, oh, that's funny. I should actually be named this also. So hence the name Johnny Appleseed. That's what I've heard.
Can we just
tell me if I'm wrong?
Trello, can
That's
you just
what
do a
I
quick
knew. That's my statement.
round of applause for that? Just
So that's the legend of Johnny Appleseed. Am I more or less correct?
you just summed it up. You heard it here first, folks. What a cool job. What a cool job. No, I learned this.
I don't know. Sorry.
I learned this a week ago, so I was told the same thing. Maybe the only thing I would add to the story is I was taught that Johnny Appleseed went all around the America at the time, which
When are we talking?
early American history.
Oh, okay.
Went all around America planting apple seeds. And all these apple trees grew and made the world a better place by planting apple trees everywhere. And no, Johnny Appleseed was a real person. I can't remember his actual last name, but we'll have Trello look it up. But he came up with, basically, it's kind of like a scam, but it's genius. Kind of a scam, kind of not. I would say it's a job. At the time, the government wanted to incentivize people to expand west, right? We've purchased all this new territory, and we want people to get out of the 13 colonies and start building America.
Before they knew that the West was better.
Yeah. Yeah, and they wanted to push people west. And at the time, there was this law that stated that if you could prove to the government that you were taking care of land, like you were farming it, you were tilling it, you were doing something with it, then you might have land rights.
Oh.
So like if you found gold or you found a mine or you were doing something productive, you can say, I'm working this land, and then the government would say, cool, we're giving you a free parcel of land now. You own it. You're the property owner. So Johnny Appleseed got wise to this, and he realized that if he planted apple trees like in a few acre perimeter in all these different states, he could go to the government and petition them that he owned that land. And so he strategically planted apple seeds so that he could become one of the biggest landowners in the country, and then he could auction off that property, sell it, build farms on it later, do whatever he wanted with it. So it was kind of a scam to get free land.
That's brilliant, though.
Yeah. And arguably, is it a scam? Like, he did make the world a better place, more apples than there were before.
And we love apples now.
Yeah.
Look at us now.
Apple pie.
Yeah.
Apple pie.
The American way.
Nothing more American than
When
apple
did they
pie.
change that rule? Like, you can't get land for just putting stuff in it.
I think when it all filled up. I don't know.
Johnny
Beats
Appleseed
me.
took it all.
Actually, so Johnny Appleseed, a.k.a. Jonathan Chapman.
That's it. Jonathan Chapman.
Jonathan Chapman says here on the good old Google, when he died at age 70, he owned more than 1,200 acres.
Wow.
Whoa.
So,
From just planting seeds.
And
way
a
to do it.
hell of a lot of apples.
Wish I could do that now.
I know, just planted apple tree and get land.
I could go plant apple trees all around Trello's property and then just stake my claim.
Sorry, Trello. My land.
That's it.
My apples, my land.
It has to be an apple tree, though.
Yeah, because
Well,
there's
yeah.
nothing more American than apples, you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fruit of our nation.
I don't know about that, because have you guys heard?
Don't. Are apples...
Heard what?
Are you going to ruin apples for me now?
I'm about to ruin it for you. So,
Fitting.
don't get apple pie.
What?
Because it's not American.
No. No.
Yes, it is, you son of a bitch.
No.
Apples, as they say, are native to Asia. And the first account
No.
of a recipe for apple pie was from England.
No.
What?
Another thing the British
So-
have on us.
Yep.
So the British
After
brought
tea.
apples to America as an invasive species?
Well, I don't know if they. I guess so. Maybe they bartered with Asia and then brought that shit over.
I'm sure they would bring fruits and vegetables
Yeah,
with
because
them over.
they had to make that recipe.
Or there'd be trade between
Right.
the 13 colonies and
So
the motherland.
Yep.
After the recent news, I thought, wow, America has nothing except apples. Now,
Not even apples.
What does
Not even
America have?
apples.
Is
Ooh.
there anything like indigenous?
Cranberries. That's like Thanksgiving stuff, like potatoes, cranberries.
capitalism and poor people.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. So you like
doing this
cranberries?
Cranberries, poverty.
Poverty cranberries.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Obesity.
Oh, we're real good at
Yes,
that.
that started in America.
Trans fats. Preservatives.
Yes.
High fructose corn syrup.
Yes.
Mm.
America's not all
Unnatural
that bad.
flavors. Artificial sweeteners.
Yeah. Waking up with less rights if you're a woman than you had a few days ago. We've got
America
that.
loves that.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Land of the free. Home of the brave.
If you're a white man.
Yeah. Which luckily, the Three White Dudes podcast, we're going to be just fine. Really just goes to show it's great to be me.
Can we laugh about that?
We have to, otherwise we're going to just cry.
Like, we know.
Yeah.
We know it's messed up. We know.
What more can we say other than
Sorry. I don't know. We didn't do it, but
Yeah.
sorry that other people like us did it.
yeah. I apologize for living in the state of Utah. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we're just born
That won't be a permanent thing. We'll take the podcast to California someday. What do you think?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Little beach house recording studio,
Dude.
Hello.
surfing.
Yep. Sound of the waves in the background.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep.
Then we
I-
could start our Harry Potter California school there.
Oh, a Southern California Hogwarts, huh?
Sweet dude.
Could be called like San Hogwarts.
San Hogwarts.
Los Hogwarts. I don't know. However they name California cities.
It has to be Los or San or
Santa Hogwarts. I don't. No, not Santa Hogwarts.
It could be Santa, San, Los.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rancho Cuca Hogwarts.
Rancho Cuca Wizardry.
Rancho Cuca Magic.
Wando Bernardino.
Wanda Bernardino. That one's a good one.
Oh, okay. I've got another question for you then. What are some of the like weirdest jobs that you've like seen in your 20s? Like just super crazy far out there jobs. Like maybe you haven't done them, but you've been exposed to them. Like weird job stories you've heard of.
Do you have one off the top of your head?
Well, we did this one in a past episode, but I'm going to rehash it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll only spend a few minutes on this one. But I thought of this one because Brett and I got to the recording studio before Trello did, and so we kind of broke into his property and started like walking around Trello's property.
We did.
And Trello has some birds that have found a hole under his roof, and they have made their life in Trello's house. Like
An
you can
entire civilization in the roof system.
like
Charging him rent though. So it's-
Oh, well, at least you're monetizing it.
yeah.
That's not fair with rent prices these days. Those birds can't afford that.
They just
dude.
paying worms.
Yeah, but as a renter, you can. You know?
I just upped it like 20%. So I just gotta follow the trends.
Yeah.
That explains why they were so frantically gathering seeds. Man, hustle culture, dude.
Yeah.
But these birds, they fly into Trello's roof, and it's crazy. They got in through this tiny little hole that needs to be filled. Like you could tell the previous owners had like a filling that kind of came down on it, like a netting.
Yeah. Netting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that reminded me of Yappy Bee Man.
Oh, we love ourselves some Yappy Bee Man.
Because I told Trello, you're lucky that these adorable birds ended up in there and not wasps or bees. Yeah. Because that is, your spot back there is bee New York City. They see this dark, cool spot under the roof and a teeny, teeny, tiny little gap that's just big enough a bee could get in there, but not a larger creature. And so I thought one of the coolest jobs ever, like if I could snap my fingers and just do a job for 6 months, like just for the fun of it, I feel like bee removal
You wanna be a
would be
beekeeper?
so dope. Yeah, and beekeeping, like I'm obsessed with it. I think it's so cool. Imagine you wake up in the morning and your job is to remove bees from somebody's property. That would be so exciting and terrifying and such an adrenaline rush. I think that'd be so cool. That is a job that is super interesting to me. I'll be honest.
Really?
Totally.
Like, would you get full suit?
You
Full
don't
bee suit?
you don't have to.
Or would
can-
you?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'd be a junior beekeeper,
So at
right?
first, maybe?
So I think I'd probably suit up. But beekeepers who are really in tune with a hive, they can tell if they're, angry, if they're docile.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they'll just scoop them out by hand
Yeah, no thanks.
or coerce them to go into the new hive, They can get, it's really like deeply bee psychological.
How do you just get into beekeeping?
YouTube.
Well, no. I don't mean like get into the topic, like getting into doing it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
There are beekeeping societies in most major cities. Like there's a Beekeepers Association of Salt Lake that I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, will like come do free bee removals because they just want more bees for their stuff. And if you're like interested in learning more about bee removal, what plants to plant in your yard to bring more bees to it, how to get rid of bees, everything like that, you can contact these beekeeping associations and I think they do like seminars and community service stuff and they just spread the word about bees.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, having healthy bee populations keeps wasp numbers low because bees
We all hate wasps.
kill wasps. Bees are our homies,
Mm-hmm. We all mutually hate wasps. Yeah.
Total dicks.
Yeah. I could see you being a beekeeper, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
I really could. Why don't you?
That's a good question. Maybe that's what comes next.
Oh. One door opens, another bee door. One door damn it. Yeah, you should be a beekeeper.
I think another one, I don't know if you guys have ever thought about this. I think, Trello, you and your brother do a little bit of this, but I think home flipping sounds really interesting.
I thought so too. Yeah. If you turn on the HGTV, oh my gosh, what I have for breakfast? 4 cups of coffee? Yup.
It's funny because he really did.
Yeah. No, anytime you watch HGTV, it's like, maybe I should be a home flipper.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? What would you do if you were flipping a house? What would your style be? You come into a house, what's your move?
Probably just make like the most obnoxious house I can. You know what I mean? Did you ever watch that one show, Trading Spaces, where like one couple, they would swap houses and then go renovate each other's houses and then come back and they're like, oh, I love it. But I would like make it the most outrageous design, like put my face as a fat head, like my cutout all over their wall. Oh, it
a
would
portrait
be
of you right on top of the toilet in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You make a wallpaper with your faces.
Yes.
Like millions
Yes.
of little faces. Bird
Exactly. Exactly. Put my eyes right above your bed.
You spell like welcome home into the tile on the floor or something.
Yes. Yes, exactly. I would love to make it as tacky as possible. That would be so
Live,
fun.
laugh, love everywhere.
That would be great. Yeah.
The
adding
live, laugh, love house.
cliche home goods stuff all over.
I thought you were going to say you're going to make the flow of the house like wonkers. Like you walk in the kitchen,
Okay, that
like
could be funny.
counters right here.
Yeah. You walk into the kitchen from the front door.
The first room is your bedroom. Everyone has to walk through your bedroom. And the bathroom and the kitchen are just one open room.
So it has to be the bathroom. You walk into the bathroom.
Yeah, you
First
walk
room of the
through the
house.
bathroom and there's no door.
And it's
'cause
a
just
one-bedroom
feng shui.
house, so everyone uses that
Yeah.
one bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
to-
A
it's
single bedroom house.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
So
no
that's the poop
closets.
toilet.
Who needs closets?
No. Yeah, you just have hangers everywhere.
On
in
the
each room.
ceiling.
Yeah, there you go. Don't waste closet space.
That's one of the interesting things about like showing homes or going through homes is you get to see some of the weird style that people had. Like
There's a lot.
growing up, my parents looked at a house that they wanted to move my family to where the master bedroom was huge, like ridiculously huge. And they put a single floating tub in the center of the room. Realistically, the foot of your bed would be a like jacuzzi. I'm like, they were having some wild parties in here.
Okay,
This was like,
That was a thing back in like the 70s. They built quite a few houses, like not even mansions, not big houses, normal sized 4-bedroom houses with a jacuzzi in the master bedroom.
weird.
Isn't that weird?
Put that shit in the bathroom.
Do you see that a lot, Trello?
When you got to get baked twice.
True that. But have you shown a lot of homes with jacuzzis in the tubs? Do they still do that?
I've seen
jacuzzis in the
photos of
bedroom?
that. Personally, the worst I've seen when it comes to tubs. Okay, you walk into this bathroom. It's like, cool. It's got carpet.
Oh.
It's orange carpet.
Oh.
But this orange carpet goes on the walls.
No.
And it's also on the ceiling.
Eve.
And it's also all the way around the tub. The only thing that's not carpeted is the tub and the sink.
Creepy.
And you just know that carpet is sucking up
Yep.
all smells. Soap, poo,
Ooh, coleslaw.
throw up,
Yep.
coleslaw, yeah, hair,
Like
urine,
it's orange.
urine
it
that
was, from,
splashed
like,
off the
60s.
toilet.
So imagine
Those shag orange carpets.
60 years, 61 years of like build up
That's
and
appalling.
insects and all that
Man,
stuff. that's
people
just
were
living in
animals back then.
there. Like what are you gonna do? Like vacuum the ceiling? You know, people won't do that. So,
No.
Take a little dust devil.
dude, it was so gross.
That's disgusting.
That
Does
is
it
the
smell
worst
like
one.
terrible in there?
It actually surprisingly wasn't too bad.
But the acoustics,
Oh, right.
second to none.
We could run a podcast from there. Yeah,
Should we put
soundproof.
Should we
Next-
carpet?
Let's go buy it, and then we'll make that our next recording
Just
studio.
carpet the ceiling and walls of this room?
I think we'd all be really good at flipping houses. I really do.
Could be really fun.
I've got an idea for you. If I was doing an outlandish
What?
home flip, I would put in a speakeasy in my house.
hell yeah.
Like I would have
Mhm.
a bookshelf where you can turn one of the knobs and it turns out to be a door to the
Oh,
basement.
I love secret rooms. Oh, I love secret
Well,
rooms.
If you turn behind you, actually, if you lift up on the,
We've had a secret room in the recording studio all along.
You're just waiting for it to be brought up.
And inside that room
Finally.
is just marble busts of Trello, just in different positions.
of my ass. That's the first one you say.
Those marble buttons.
Oh my god.
Marble buns. The marble buns room.
That would be the sound it makes too.
Oh.
There's whole companies that like
Flip
make
houses.
secret rooms.
Oh. Yeah, we're on the same
You know those
page.
people that do that, right? Flip houses?
You've never heard of it before, right?
No, they like secret room companies.
Secret Room Inc.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool job.
Do you want to know what else I would add in a home? Slides.
Yes.
How fun. Oh my gosh. Make a slide from the top to the bottom. Oh, I would love it.
Here's one. I've seen a meme going around lately that I really relate with, which is the masculine urge to build a tunnel.
Oh,
Because we've all experienced this growing up, right? Where you and a friend go out to like the sandbox and you bring out huge shovels that are like your parents'
we
shovels.
dug a lot of holes.
And you're like, we're going to dig a hole through my backyard to your backyard. And then every time we play, I can just go straight through the tunnel to get to you.
It's easy access, bro.
Yeah. But like still in my dream house, I'd have like friends all in the same neighborhood. And then we would build tunnels.
Complex tunnel system.
Yeah. To get to each other's houses. I would do that.
Love tunnels.
I'm obsessed with tunnels.
Oh, can you imagine if there was tunnels in between our houses?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Have you ever been in the Salt Lake City tunnels?
No.
Neither have I, but there are tunnels.
What?
Oh, what? You didn't know this? Yeah.
We're filming our next podcast in a tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
How terrifying would that be?
About
Tunnel
that,
cast.
coming to you from a tunnel.
What was that? What's up?
Sorry, just tunnel noises. Yeah, Salt Lake City, I think. I don't know how complex because I'm not a big Mormon head honcho of the church, so I don't have access. But
Oh, to get from like the temple to the church headquarter buildings, things
there's
like
like
that.
a complex tunnel system beneath Salt Lake City.
Oh.
So I'm
I
just
was
im-
thinking like catacombs and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't know. I've
Is
never
it like-
been there.
Oh,
Have you guys seen the
find out.
Seattle catacombs?
no.
So in Seattle, I mean, it's wet. It's wet in the Pacific Northwest, right?
Oh, it's wet.
So the first version of Seattle, like sunk below sea level, and the city architects at the time, the only thing that they knew how to do was to lift the sidewalk and all the buildings up to the second level, and so they did that, and then they did it one more time, and then what they did is they paved over it, so you can do what's called the Seattle Catacombs tour, and you can go underground and you can see the old Seattle that's sunken beneath the floor.
Seattle 1.
And there's bookstores down there. There's old coffee shops, old bars, old homes, and they're all preserved and perfectly intact.
Starbucks.
The first Starbucks, sunken under the sea.
I did not know this.
And it's not creepy like the other catacombs that are in, what, is it France?
Yeah.
Where there's all the skulls and stuff. It's nothing like that. It's just like the 1800s
that's
preserved in
cool.
time.
How come it's not called New Seattle?
I know.
We have New Mexico. Why not New Seattle?
Technically, every time
It
you
is New
visit
Seattle.
Seattle, you're visiting Seattle V2 or V3. The rest of it's
Wow.
gone.
That's why it's so great. It's the second iteration.
Right.
Man, maybe we should pummel Salt Lake and build a Salt Lake on top.
New Salt Lake,
New Salt Lake.
less salty lake.
Less.
They're going to have to rename it like
Greater Salt Lake.
They're gonna have to rename it to like Salt Pond City pretty soon.
I know, it's just a little stream right now, huh? Little salty stream.
Yeah. I've learned a lot about wacky jobs today. I feel like everybody's had a crazy job, or a job you can't stand, or a job you just, I don't know. Just weird scenarios we've all
At
been
the end
thrown
of the day,
into.
a job's a job, you know? I don't want one. I don't want to do it. I just want to get
Paid.
I just want to get checks in the mail from I don't know what. I don't care what. I just want to get paid to exist. I don't want to earn it.
Sounds like you should do an OnlyFans.
I'm glad you brought this up. Should I quit my job and make an OnlyFans for everybody? Yeah? Yeah?
I'd sub, dude.
If I get 5 likes, I'll do it.
He'll do it for 2 likes. 1 like, and he'll do it.
Anybody. Any comment, any email, anything, I'll do it.
And we'll film it here in the studio.
The rest you can probably piece together in your dreams.
That's where we got to end it. Right there. Great podcast, guys.
Anyway, onlyfans.com/Brett.